Let's get one thing straight right away. This isn't about becoming selfish. Not at all. We're here to talk about stopping those small, daily acts of self-betrayal. You know the ones, the little moments where you abandon yourself just to please someone else. Seriously, just take a second and think about that. How many times have you swallowed your opinion, changed your plans, or hidden your true feelings, all because you were afraid someone might not like you? This one question, it's the key to the secret we're about to unlock.
And that's exactly right. People-pleasing isn't just a bad habit. It's a subconscious program installed years ago that's been making decisions for you without your permission. And today, we're going to find it, we're going to understand it, and we're going to start to deactivate it. So, you have to wonder, where did this program even come from? It wasn't a conscious choice. It started somewhere much, much deeper, a place you can't easily see. It all began with a wound from a time when you were at your most vulnerable. Now, this is absolutely crucial to understand. On one side, you have true kindness. That's a conscious choice, right? It comes from a place of fullness, of security. But on the other side, you have people-pleasing, which is really just fear in disguise. And that is not a choice. It's a subconscious compulsion, an automatic reaction driven by a deep fear of loss of love, safety, or acceptance. One empowers you, the other just drains you. I mean, think about it. As a kid, you had no power, no money, no real independence. Your survival, literally your survival, depended on the adults around you. So if you learned that being quiet, being agreeable, being compliant was the only way to get that love and safety, well, you didn't just learn a behavior, you installed a survival program. This was the core lesson that program was built on. If you spoke up, you were disrespectful. If you disagreed, you were difficult. The lesson was crystal clear. Who you truly are is not acceptable. You must perform to be loved. And that child grew up to be you, the adult who says yes when their heart is screaming no. So you've got this program running 24/7, but it isn't free. It comes at a cost, a silent price you pay every single day, probably without even realizing it. A price that is slowly bankrupting you from the inside out. This is so important. Have you ever come home just completely exhausted even though you didn't do much physical work? You sat in meetings, you answered emails, you smiled. The exhaustion isn't from the tasks, it's from the performance. It's the constant effort of pretending to be okay, pretending to agree, pretending to be happy. And these hidden costs, they're devastating. First, you're paying with your energy, drained by that constant performance. Second, you pay with your identity. After years of absorbing other people's opinions, you start to forget what you actually think. And third, you pay with your relationships. The people around you don't even know the real you. They only know the mask. You can feel utterly alone even when you're surrounded by people. Okay, so how do we stop paying this price? The answer is in one word that many of us have learned to fear: boundaries. But here's the thing. We've been taught to see them all wrong. They aren't about shutting people out. A boundary is not a wall you build to keep people away. It's a door. And you, and only you, hold the key. You get to decide when to open it, who to let in, and for how long. It is simply you declaring to the world, I have value and I will protect it. And you can start building that door with simple, powerful phrases. You don't need a long excuse. I can't right now is a full sentence. This conversation is hurtful to me is a valid way to protect your peace. And I need some time for myself isn't selfish. It's essential for your survival. All of this brings us to the master key, the single most powerful tool for shutting down that people-pleasing program. It's one small word that we've been taught is dangerous, rude, and unkind. This is the reframe that changes everything. When you say an honest no, you're not rejecting another person. You are saying yes to your own time, yes to your own energy, yes to your own mental health. It is the ultimate act of self-respect. And this is a truth you really need to hear. A truly respectful relationship will not shatter because you said no. The person who gets angry, who makes you feel guilty, they weren't respecting you. They were respecting your utility, your constant availability. Your boundary didn't break the relationship. It just revealed its true nature. So once you start setting boundaries and saying no, you create space. And in that space, a very important question is going to come up. After all these years of performing, who are you really? And here's the good news. You haven't lost your true self. What is lost can't be returned, but you just hid it, layer by layer under a mask of agreeableness to stay safe. And what is hidden can always be found. Your job now isn't to create a new identity, but to gently remove the layers. You start by asking this simple question in any situation. Not what they want, not what's expected. What do I want? Even if the answer is small, like, I want to be quiet right now. That's a real piece of you. Next, you ask this, and you answer without judgment. If you're angry, admit you're angry. If you're sad, don't say I'm fine. Acknowledging your true feelings without softening them is the first step to honoring them. And finally, this is the deepest question. It reveals the gap between your public performance and your private truth. The bigger the difference between what you would do and what you are doing, the more layers you have to uncover. So what happens when you do this work? When you start to live as your authentic self? How does life actually look and feel on the other side?
The honest answer is you will lose some people. But you're not actually losing friends. You are discovering who your friends really were. You're losing the audience that was only there for the performance. Your social circle might get smaller, but its depth and authenticity will increase tenfold. And this is the ultimate reward. The people who stay, the people who love the real you, with your opinions, your needs, and your boundaries, those are your people. That is what a real relationship feels like. It doesn't drain you, it energizes you. It doesn't ask you to shrink, it gives you space to grow. You've taken an entire journey today, from the first wound to a real, authentic life. But it all begins with one small step. So here is your first challenge. Say no to one small thing this week. Not the biggest, scariest request, just one small thing where your heart wants to say no. Say it quietly and clearly without a long apology, and then just notice what happens. Notice the fear, but more importantly, notice the feeling that comes after. It might feel strange at first, but it will also feel a lot like freedom.